Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of a Lesson Head Bacon podcast with GBs. I'm your host, GBs, right? Hey, welcome. And some breaking news was just announced on January 11th of 2023. As of this afternoon, as I'm recording this podcast, apparently last night, January 10th, the rock world just lost one of the great guitarists of all time. I was shocked when I saw this news. I'm like, seriously? And yeah, Jeff Beck passed away as of January 10th. The official social media post was released today, January 11th, announcing his passing officially. Passed away at age 78 due to a bacterial meningitis. I don't know too much about that disease or whatever it might be. I'm not too much familiar with that. I'm not a doctor. But yeah, apparently he contracted this. And apparently he's been battling with this. And sadly, he loved planet Earth. So it's just hard to believe he's gone. One of the many musicians I wish I would have saw live. I came to Chicago because it's the Chicagoland area where I'm recording at, and he came here so many times, and kind of makes me wish, man, I wish I should have saw him, should have saw Jeff Beck. But Jeff Beck, his career is just phenomenal. His resume, I mean, dated back to what, the '60s, since the '60s. Looking at his career here, 17 studio albums. Some, if you're an old school rock fan from the 60s, a little old band called the Yardbirds. You remember the Yardbirds from back in the 60s, mid to 60s? And two young lads who was part of the band. Some of you guys might know, his name is Jimmy Page, Led Zeppelin, right? And another great guitarist, Eric Clapton. Started the Yardbirds back in the back of the 60s, and eventually Jeff Beck went off and branched off and did his own thing called the Jeff Beck Group. And from there, it was just history. But as I mentioned, 17 studio albums, 11 live albums, 3 compilation albums, 4 video albums, 22 singles. That's phenomenal. And 1 studio track album. Obviously, his last appearance, and again, this is still one of the radio hits today on the rock radio. He made an appearance. He played guitar in Ozzy's Patient Number 9, the album, singing a song called Patient Number 9, and 1,000 Shades with good old Uncle Ozzy Osbourne on the 2022 album. But that was his last appearance. And just kind of looking at his career here, so many albums he played on. I mean, 1972, Stevie Wonder's Talking Book. Wow, that's awesome. He also will featured on, look at the Rod Stewart's Camouflage album, played on 3 tracks. Tina Turner's Private Dancer. Diana Ross, Swept Away. Mick Jagger's 1985 album, She's the Boss. Buddy Guys, one of the great blues guitarists out there, 1991 album, Damn Right. Kate Bush, 1983 album, The Red Shoes. He did a 1993 cover song, Manic Depression, one of the greats by Jimi Hendrix. Duff McKagan, the bass player from Guns N' Roses, he played in his 1993 solo album. One of the great singers, Seal, he played in one of the 1994 album, Seal. Jeff Beck played on ZZ Top's 1999 release, Triple X. Who else he played? Brian Mays from Queen. He played on Vanilla Fudge. One of the great rock bands from the late 60s and 70s. Carmine, who plays on drums. John Bon Jovi's solo album. Roger Waters. I didn't know about this. Roger Waters' album, Amused to Death. One of the great drummers, Cozy Powell, formerly from Black Sabbath. He played on his album called Tilt. He played with Paul Rogers, which is awesome. Morrissey. He played with, as I mentioned, Uncle Ozzy Osbourne recently and back in 2022. So, man, this is what a shocker in the rock community. Again, if you have any memories of Jeff Beck, either you saw him live or you either had history of listening through his music, through the radio, through time, leave a comment in the comment section on YouTube if you're watching on YouTube, as always. And if you're listening on podcast, by the way, Lesson Headbang with G Beast is available on all major podcasting outlets. So if you're watching on the YouTube, feel free to check it out and subscribe. And I'm available on 5 social media platforms on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, and Instagram. Feel free to follow and hit the like button. And yeah, man, just let me know what you think in the comment sections and all the social media platforms. And if you're hearing this on the podcast, let me know what you think. This is, to me, is very heartbreaking because I enjoyed Jeff Beck's work throughout all the years. Just one of the greats. So absolutely. So, all right, stay tuned. I will talk about Sonic Temple. I gave you guys my predictions of what bands might headline and might play on the festival. Well, it's announced. I will talk about that shortly, and I'll give you guys the whole shebang about the pricing and all the fun stuff about the amenities about the whole festival. And then I'll give you guys a video and a podcast. Well, actually, I did the podcast on it. If you heard it, check it out. But I'll do a video on 2023's upcoming rock, hard rock, and metal albums that should be released on YouTube very, very shortly. So stay tuned as well. So feel free to subscribe right here on YouTube, and feel free to subscribe right here on the podcast. As always, until my friends next time, take care. I'll talk to you guys later on.